Hey family, how you doing? This is Bishop Ivery White from the Healing Academy, and I want to personally thank you for joining me today. Now, whether you're watching from across the town or even from across the world, I am so very honored that you have invited me into your home today. Now, here at the Healing Academy, our mission is very simple. We're healing the world one heart at a time. And every week we're going to come here and we're going to have conversations that are designed to help you find biblical hope, emotional healing, and even spiritual strength for your everyday life. Now, if these spiritual talks encourage you, I want you to subscribe to our channel. I want to invite you to become part of our family. Click the notification bell if you would, and so that you'll never miss a new episode. And if today's conversation blesses you, please like this video, leave a comment, and share it with somebody who needs encouragement. Because every time you do, you're helping to reach another heart with the hope of Jesus Christ. Now let's have a heart talk, okay? Hey, listen, today I want to talk about something that doesn't get discussed nearly enough. The subject of being tired. No, I'm not talking about the kind of physical exhaustion or the kind of where you need another vacation. I want to talk about something much deeper than that. I want to talk about when your heart is tired. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you can get a full night's sleep and still wake up feeling exhausted? And it's not because your body is tired, uh, but it's because your heart is carrying more than it was ever created to carry. Now you go through the motions and you smile, you go to work, you go to church, you take care of your family, you fulfill your responsibilities as a good person would. And to everyone else, you seem to be perfectly fine. But somewhere deep inside, you know that you're tired. No, not in your body, but I'm talking about in your soul. If that's where you are today, then this conversation is for you. I think one of the greatest misconceptions amongst believers is that sometimes we believe that because we love God, that we should never feel emotionally tired or emotionally weary. And that's just not the truth, family. The Bible itself tells a very different story. If you look in the Bible, scripture is filled with faithful men, faithful women who experience seasons of discouragement, seasons of grief, disappointment, loneliness, even emotional fatigue. I want you to know something is that feeling weary doesn't mean you've lost your faith. It doesn't mean God has abandoned you. And it certainly doesn't mean that you have failed as a believer or as a Christian. Sometimes it just simply means you've been carrying life's burdens for way too long. And the problem that we're facing isn't that we become tired. The problem is that for many of us, we don't recognize what kind of tired we are. No, I know. We know when our back hurts, we can recognize that. We know when we're physically exhausted, but we've never learned how to recognize a weary heart. A tired heart, oh Lord, doesn't often announce itself with dramatic emotions. Mm-mm. No, sometimes it comes and appears in subtle ways. Things like you might lose your joy, you lose your passion. Things that once excited you now tend to feel like obligations. Prayer becomes routine, worship becomes mechanical. And all the while, you just keep showing up. You keep showing up. But something inside there now feels a little distant. No, you still believe God, but now you're running on empty. And because you're still functioning, people that watch you, they'll assume that you're doing well. And sometimes, if you're not careful, even you yourself will assume that you're doing well. All until the day you realize, I don't remember the last time that my heart actually felt rested. That's why I love Jesus so much. And one of the reasons that makes me fall in love with him so much is that he never minimized the struggles that people carried. No, he didn't shame people. What he did was he invited people. I love the words he says in the 11th chapter of Matthew. He says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." That is a beautiful saying. But notice what Jesus didn't say. He didn't say, "Come to me after you figured out how to do everything." No, he didn't say, "Come to me after you become stronger." He simply said, "Come." Now, that invitation tells us something so beautiful. It tells us that Jesus already knows that the weary heart exists. He knows. Lord, I got to get that in your head, that he knows. He knows that people are carrying burdens that no one else can see. He knows. He knows that there are believers who love him deeply but are quietly exhausted. And instead of pushing them away, he welcomes them closer. Now, maybe that's exactly where someone watching me today might need to hear. I come to tell you that you don't have to hide your weariness from Jesus, because he already knows. And here's the good news. He isn't disappointed in you. As a matter of fact, he's inviting you. Maybe today you recognize yourself somewhere in this conversation. Maybe you've been functioning. Maybe you have been serving. Maybe you are still smiling and showing up. All the while, you're still carrying a weary heart. If that's you, I want you to know something. That is not a sign of weakness. I want to say that again. Family, you're not weak. You're not forgotten. And you are certainly not alone. Okay, well, this is only the beginning of our conversation. The next time we come, we're going to be talking about why our hearts become tired. And I think you'll discover that many of us have been carrying burdens that God never intended for us to carry. Listen to me, family. Until then, I want you to guard your heart. Stay close to the Lord. And never forget that healing is possible. I'm Bishop Ivery White from the Healing Academy, and this has been Heart Talk. And here, we're healing the world one heart at a time. God bless you.